Alright guys, it's Saturday. I didn't even know it was Saturday. I've been busy trying to come up with some decent video, you know, editing back and forth and like, just kind of get it burned out. I go for a hike, clear my mind a little, and try to stay focused on it, but I don't know how people work these desk jobs staring at a computer all day. Too nice the weather to be indoors, right? So anyway, I wanted to make a quick video on suspensions and lift kits, okay? Because this is a rough country kit, okay? And that's similar to the BDS and ProComp, and there's a few other companies out there that make this type of lift. It's about a 6-inch, I think about 5 and 6 in between there. If you measure it, sit down and actually measure everything. I've heard a lot of comments, negative comments on this type of lift. Okay, so that's pretty much what this is about. So on this type of lift, you're basically just lowering the whole front suspension, the whole bottom half, your differential, axles, and then all you need to do is put some longer struts on there. So this kit here has brackets. Look at BDS or similar kits like this. It's got a bracket, drops everything down, drops your differential down. On this kit here, they do a tie rod flip. See the tie rod ends there? They used to connect on the bottom from the factory. These go on the top. Aftermarket steering knuckles. That's because you lower the bottom half of the suspension, but the top suspension stays factory. So how do you connect the two? You put a longer steering knuckle on there. Yeah, so majority of this is just brackets. Some people call this a bracket lift. I heard them call cradle lifts. But you just see a lot of negative comments on this type of lift, and I don't see what the issue is. I really don't. Seems to work fine for me. Now one issue is, what do people say? Oh, you don't get this kit doesn't give you any more travel. No, it don't. Because you know what limits the travel on here? Your CV joints, your ball joints, your tie rods. And they only bend so far. You see the angle I'm at right now? Yeah, all this stuff has limits. You can push it to the limit, but it's not going to be that reliable if you do that. What else is there on this suspension kit that people complain about? So your travel stays the same, but it does lift the vehicle up. It gives you more clearance. Like I said, I'm happy with it. It does the job for me. Like I said, there's not a lot you can do with the front of these IFS suspensions, independent front suspensions. There's limits to the factory part, the flexes and angles, the geometry. If you want a lot of flex, you got to go to a solid axle or a live axle. Take all this out. Just remove everything and just put a regular axle on there, a beam axle, probably a Dana on this truck. 44 probably be good, but yeah, that's going a little extreme. It's not going to ride as smooth. It's a lot heavier, but yeah, so that's what's up with this. I just want to make a quick video on this. Although there is another way to lift this vehicle without doing that, without this kind of a kit, without all the brackets and all that stuff. So let me back it out of here. Alright, so now the truck's sitting at ride height. This is how it rides, right there. like it is. I know the sun angle isn't working for me, but as you can see, my CV angles are pretty much the same as factory. Tie rods are as factory. So now I've got room for the suspension to flex down when it hits potholes, and room to flex up when it hits a bump. So right now it's like in the neutral position, right? So it goes down, and it goes up, it goes up, it goes down. Pivots off that bolt right there. So that lower control arm goes out. So how do you get longer travel out of this? Because there's long travel kits out there, right? A long travel kit, the only thing they're doing is putting longer control arms. Move the wheel out that way, because the CV joints don't change, your tie rod, ball joints, all that stay the same. So yeah, move the tire out further from the pivot point, right? So it pivots off that and it goes at an arc, right? As it pivots. So the farther the out you are, the longer the arc, right? The longer the travel on the outside than on the inside. This moves a little, but it moves a lot out there, right? That's all there is to it. So that's how you get longer travel. Well, then how do you get a lift out of that kit? Well, they put bigger springs. Just put bigger springs. Max out the suspension. Take it from the neutral position. Add 3-inch longer springs. And there you go. There's your lift kit. When you do that, though, you eliminate your downward travel. Your CV angles are at a bad angle. Your tie rods are at a bad angle. You can do it. It'll work. It'll run. But then you're going to have reliability issues. I just saw a video from a Tacoma owner with a long travel kit complaining that his truck's not that old and he's already having to replace the steering rack. I suspect it's because of his long travel kit. He's got his tie rods at a bad angle. This rack is basically like a bar. It slides back and forth, back and forth. Pushes and pulls your tie rods back and forth, back and forth. It's supposed to push straight. When you put a lift kit on there, you got these tie rod here at an angle. Now it's got to push it at that weird angle. Push and pull, push and pull. So they're just my 2 cents. If I'm wrong, correct me. Leave your comments. Yeah. Leave your comments, put your 2 cents in. You know, this is my experience. I've had no issues with this rough country kit other than the bump stop extensions, which I fixed myself. I installed my own custom Daystar Stinger bump stops on it, and they seem to be working fine. They're a little noisy, but they do the job. That was about it. Upgraded to the Fox coilovers. Good to go.